Hi, this is Dr. Greg Gillum, CEO of Human Fusion. Welcome back to the End of Bureaucracy, Part 3. Now, in our last video, we talked about the idea that hire is kind of reinventing the business model here from monolithic business to these micro enterprises. And if you didn't read or look at that video, please go back and look at the micro enterprise concept. Very fascinating. In this particular strategy, we're going to look at how hire goes from incremental goal setting to leading targets. So every ME or micro enterprise is charged with pursuing very, very ambitious goals for their growth and their transformation. They call them leading targets, not goals. And I think the reason they do that is because there's a perception that goals are static and targets are much more fluid, much more dynamic. And I think that's a good reason, I think, that they probably did that. Their objectives then are set from the outside in, meaning they don't set them internally like from last year's performance. They go around the world, do research on the growth rates in every single product by product category, and then they set their targets. So they don't worry about what they did last year. They simply look at what the world is doing, and then they try to compete with that. So they're always at the top of their game, and they grow revenue and profit at 4 to 10 times the industry average. That's their goal. And so really, really, really pace setting, very ambitious. I'd love to know what their culture is like, because we know from Daniel Goleman's work back in the late 90s that pace setting leadership style can have a very negative impact on morale. So I'd be very interested. Now, if hire's product division is number 3 or 4 in an industry, their goal is to be number 1. And if they're number 1, they look for how can they increase the lead on number 2. So they're way out, way ahead, and then their targets do get adjusted, both up and down, based on market conditions and how they change. So I think that's interesting, because again, a lot of industries, when they set their goals, they don't change them based on circumstances, and I think that's very detrimental to employee engagement and morale. And then they track every single ME as far as what they call a win-win value-added statement, which captures all of their, it's kind of like their performance review. It captures their metrics, extent of user involvement in product development, the degree to which their products offer very unique customer value, and the percentage of profits derived from the what they call the ecosystem revenue. Just a fascinating business model. I love this article. I hope you're challenged by it, challenged by the new thinking that it requires. But hopefully you can take a little bit out of it and start to readjust your mindset, readjust your thinking on maybe how you can transform your own management practice. If you like videos like this on management and management practices from around the world, please subscribe to Human Fusion, and we'll try to keep you up to date on all the management practices that are affecting you. Have a good day.